Apple fans have spent years looking for the next big thing. Every few years, a major tech company is expected to completely change how we live. We saw it happen when smartphones shifted from basic tools into the center of our lives. We saw it again when wearable tech moved from a niche hobby into a massive health industry. But lately, things have felt a bit quiet. The updates feel smaller, and the changes feel slower. People are starting to wonder if the era of massive innovation is over. But behind closed doors, something new is taking shape. It is not a massive headset or a giant screen. In fact, it is so small that you might not even notice someone is wearing it. This is the story of a tiny piece of technology that could completely change your relationship with the digital world. It is a device that fits directly onto your finger. This is the potential future of the Apple Ring, and it represents a massive shift in how we might interact with technology. For a very long time, tech companies have tried to put screens on everything. We have screens in our pockets, on our desks, on our walls, and even on our wrists. But a lot of people are starting to experience screen fatigue. They want the benefits of a connected life, but they do not want to be constantly staring at a piece of glass. They do not want to be constantly interrupted by buzzing notifications and bright lights. This is exactly why a new category of technology is starting to grow at a very fast pace. It is called ambient technology. This refers to electronics that do their job quietly in the background without constantly demanding your attention. They collect data, they protect your health, and they make your life easier, all while remaining completely invisible to the world around you. Smart rings are quickly becoming the most exciting part of this new trend. If you look at the current market, you can see that other companies are already moving fast. Products like the Oura Ring and the Samsung Galaxy Ring have shown that there is a massive demand for this kind of design. People love the idea of getting deep insights into their bodies without having to wear a bulky device all day and night. But up until now, these devices have mostly been used for one specific thing. They have been used as passive health trackers. They tell you how well you slept, they tell you what your heart rate is, and they tell you how many steps you walked during the day. This is definitely useful information, but it is not exactly revolutionary anymore. It is something that almost every smartwatch can already do. This is exactly where Apple sees a massive opportunity to change the entire game. Apple has never been a company that cares about being the first to enter a market. They prefer to wait, watch what others do wrong, and then build something that works much better. They did it with a digital music player, they did it with a modern smartphone, and they did it with a smartwatch. Now they seem to be applying that exact same strategy to the world of smart rings. If Apple releases a ring, it will not just be a tool to count your daily steps. It will not just be a smaller version of an Apple Watch. Instead, it is highly likely to become a central control hub for your entire digital life. It could connect every single device you own in a way that feels completely natural and effortless. To understand why this matters so much, you have to look at the current state of health tracking. Apple has spent the last decade building one of the most powerful health networks on the planet. Through the Apple Health app, they have created a system that can track everything from your heart rhythm to your blood oxygen levels. It can even detect if you take a hard fall and automatically call for emergency services. This system has saved countless lives, and it has become a massive selling point for the Apple Watch. But despite all of this success, there is still a very big problem that the company has not been able to solve. Millions of people around the world absolutely hate wearing a watch. Think about your own daily routine. A smartwatch is great when you are sitting at a desk or out running a marathon. But what happens when you go to bed? Many people find it incredibly uncomfortable to sleep with a thick piece of metal and glass strapped tightly to their wrist. It feels heavy, it gets hot, and it can accidentally light up in the middle of the night, waking you up from a deep sleep. Because of this, a huge percentage of smartwatch users choose to charge their devices overnight. This means they are completely missing out on sleep tracking data. Sleep data is arguably the most important metric for understanding your overall health and recovery. Without it, your health profile is completely incomplete. The exact same problem happens during exercise or daily chores. Some people do not like the feeling of a heavy watch moving around on their wrist while they lift weights or play tennis. Other people have jobs where wearing jewelry or a large watch is simply not practical or safe. And then there is the style factor. A smartwatch is an electronic device, and it looks like one. No matter how many luxury bands you buy, it will always look like a small computer strapped to your arm. For people who love classic watches or clean fashion, A smartwatch simply does not fit into their wardrobe. They want the health data, but they do not want to sacrifice their personal style to get it. This is exactly where the smart ring format changes absolutely everything. A ring is tiny, lightweight, and completely unobtrusive. Once you put it on your finger, you completely forget that it is even there. It does not have a screen that constantly lights up, and it does not feel heavy when you are trying to relax. It can sit quietly on your hand for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. While you are sleeping, it can monitor your resting heart rate, your skin temperature variations, and your breathing patterns. While you are working out, it can track your physical exertion and calorie burn. It does all of this while looking like a normal piece of high-quality jewelry. It blends perfectly into your normal life, giving you all the benefits of advanced health tracking without any of the daily friction. But if you think that health tracking is the only reason Apple wants to build a ring, you are only seeing a very small part of the bigger picture. The real magic of this potential device lies deep within its internal technology. Recent leaks and patent filings show that Apple has been working on some incredibly advanced engineering to solve the biggest limitations of modern wearable tech. The first major hurdle for any small device is always battery life. When you are dealing with a device as small as a ring, there is almost no space inside for a traditional battery. If the battery only lasts for a few hours, the product is completely useless to the consumer. No one wants to take their ring off multiple times a day just to put it on a charger. To solve this massive engineering challenge, Apple has reportedly developed a brand new, ultra-low power wireless system. This is a breakthrough in how microelectronics communicate with each other. Traditional Bluetooth connections require a significant amount of energy to constantly send data back and forth between a wearable device and a smartphone. This constant data transfer drains small batteries in a matter of hours. Apple's new system is designed to work in a completely different way. It allows the ring to collect data continuously throughout the day using a tiny amount of power. Instead of sending a constant stream of heavy data, it packages the information into incredibly small, efficient bursts. These bursts of data are sent to your nearby connected devices, like your iPhone or your Mac, without causing any noticeable drain on the ring's battery. This means the ring could potentially last for days, or even a full week, on a single charge. It allows the device to remain active and alert at all times, constantly monitoring your body and your movements without ever needing a break. This kind of battery efficiency is absolutely essential if you want to create a product that people genuinely enjoy using every single day. It removes the anxiety of managing yet another battery level in your life, allowing the technology to truly melt into the background. Once you have a device that can stay powered on constantly and communicate efficiently, the possibilities become truly endless. This is where we move past simple health metrics and enter the realm of futuristic control systems. Some of the most fascinating reports indicate that Apple wants this ring to become a primary input device for the next generation of computing. We are currently living through the very early stages of a massive shift in technology. For decades, we have interacted with computers using keyboards, mice, and touchscreens. But the industry is now moving rapidly towards spatial computing and augmented reality. This is a world where digital objects are projected directly into the real space around you. The biggest challenge with spatial computing has always been control. How do you select an item, scroll through a menu, or type a message when there is no physical screen in front of you? Right now, devices like advanced headsets rely heavily on external cameras to track your hands and fingers. This approach works reasonably well in a controlled environment, but it has some massive limitations in the real world. Cameras need good lighting to see your hands clearly. If you are sitting in a dark room, or if you are walking outside in bright sunlight, the camera tracking can easily fail. Furthermore, cameras require a direct line of sight. If your hand goes behind your back, or if it is hidden under a blanket, the system completely loses track of what you are doing. An Apple Ring would completely eliminate this problem by offering unmatched precision. Because the ring sits directly on your body, it does not care about lighting conditions or lines of sight. It does not need a camera to see what your hand is doing. Instead, it uses advanced internal motion sensors like gyroscopes and accelerometers to measure every single movement of your finger in real time. These sensors are incredibly sensitive. They can detect microscopic changes in angle, speed, and direction. This means Apple could track tiny finger movements with a level of accuracy that a camera sensor simply could never match.